Hello. Let me adjust the screen a little bit. So today I want to talk about why I have this channel. I've created some videos to describe what it is. I say almost every time I come on that it's about learning, evaluation, and and that profession, the learning landscape, and it is. So as I've been contributing to other channels and looking up various things, doing some research, talking to people, commenting on other things, my channel is still what it is. It's still Ypifany. But in the beginning, I was thinking to make it for a certain audience. Right now, I work a lot in government. So it was directed toward that audience, but it's not anymore. Okay, it's just directed to people who want to be able to grow and mature and learn and, just make a significant impact in the world, in their community, in their houses, on their jobs, wherever they are. So that's what this channel is for. And I can speak to that because, everybody's a learner, right? We all do it. But one thing that I learned about connoisseurship, right? People who are connoisseurs are people who know a certain topic or subject in and out. Like if you think of sommeliers, right? These people who drink and taste wine and can tell you everything about that wine, where it's from, when it was grown, what the weather was like the day the grapes were picked, what kind of barrel it was stored in and for how long. They can take and tell you that stuff, in such detail because they study it. They study it and they study it. It's their life. There's a documentary, I don't know if it's still there, but on Netflix, it's called Somm, and it goes into a lot of that to show you how long it takes to become a master sommelier and to do some of those things. So I am a connoisseur of learning. Okay. I have studied it, inside and out, and not just the stuff written in books by Western minds and consciousness. Okay. By many different people and using my own experiences as well to inform all the stuff that I do for my job. So I grew up in Louisiana. And most of this is well, not most of it, but a lot of it is in my book. But I grew up in Louisiana, okay, in an environment where I was very happy, grew up on a farm and stuff. And I've always loved learning, always, always. And I think that's why I was so involved in church as well as school, because I love just learning about these various stories, and it just like in school. When I was in school, I loved learning and discovering new things and hearing opinions and reading different stuff and, and forming my own story around it, and that's the same thing I did in church and at home. But the thing about that is learning is a process. Okay, you have learning, evaluation, decision making. Learning, evaluation, decision making. It's a constant thing that goes on and that happens. And in that, there's bound to be growth. There just has to be. It happens naturally, just like you're biologically, you're growing and maturing. The same thing happens mentally, psychologically, and emotionally, right? So all of that was happening because I just love, I love learning in that whole process. But in that process, some things you have to let go of. What do you want? Okay, I will. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, so you have to go through that whole thing and I've done that. I did that, and everybody, I am not unique here. We make mistakes developmental errors all the time, all the time. But the thing is to learn from them, and that's what I've gotten great at. I learn from them, and not only do I learn from them, if I choose not to move, if my learning is telling me, Cheryl, you might want to reevaluate this thing and go in a different direction. If my learning is telling me that, but I have feelings get in the way of a whole bunch of stuff. They really do. If I have feelings and hopes and expectations, right, that get in the way of what my own learning is telling me, I can choose to hold back and say, you know what, I'm going to ignore that. And I'm going to keep going in this direction. But the whole thing is, that's a conscious decision. Okay. I'm saying I see the writing on the wall. And instead of choosing again, making a different choice, taking a different action, I'm choosing to stay over here and keep getting the results and outcomes that I've been getting. That's a conscious decision though. Okay. But in my learning, I see that I can make those decisions. If I choose to imprison myself in a certain mindset or whatever, then I do that. Okay. That's not automatic thinking or auto, whatever you call that stuff. You have the growth mindset and the fixed. That's not a fixed mindset. That's me deciding to be like that. Okay. Now, when I no longer want to tolerate or reap the benefits or disbenefits of what's going on, I can choose to do something different, right? But learning does not automatically mean, you're just pushed into something, okay? It means you see the authority and the control you have in the way you think, in your emotions, the way you feel, and the things you do and the decisions you make. All right. And that's a lot of power. When you really realize, or let me say, when I realized I had that much power, things become a lot clearer. They really do. They become a lot clearer. And accountability becomes a good thing. All right. Because I can only change what I'm accountable for. Right. I can only change what I'm accountable for. So learning, in my definition, the way that I practice it in life and in work, is the sharing of perspective and experience. Now, I can share at any level I want to, and I can learn at any level I want to, right? If I only want to share something to a certain degree, then that's what I do. But I can only expect to get that back. Okay, I can only expect to get it back at the same degree that I'm giving it, right? At the same degree that I'm sharing, can I expect to get that, those lessons or that learning back? Okay. So this channel is about that, right? I'm going to be talking about stuff that may have nothing, seem like it has nothing to do with that work, because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to concentrate on, okay, what happens in the workplace and this, but the workplace that I work in, child, if I'm talking about learning, there is no way in the world that I can just stay within the confines of, the kind of environment where I work. I was just talking to my sister about that today. It's a miracle if you get something significant done in the kind of environment that I work in. And I'm not talking about this specific organization. I'm talking about as a whole, this whole environment called government, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And what I really want to do is not, I want to contribute. I want to make a significant difference. I want my voice to be heard. It's not that I want people to do what I'm telling them to do, but I want to be respected and heard, just like everybody does. Who doesn't want to be respected and heard? Like, who doesn't? We all have those same needs. We all have the same needs and the same ability to learn. So my book is called Longing to Learn. And we all have that longing. We really do. Because learning is sharing of perspective and experience. We're all longing to share perspective and experience, because with that sharing, okay, comes growth and maturity. You know, I can only, because of the experience that I have, the person that I am, all of this stuff, my vision is limited. I can only see a certain amount. So if I want to see more of the world, if I want to see more of anything, I have to share perspectives. Somebody has to share theirs with me. I share mine with you. And what does that do? That broadens everybody's perspective, right? I don't know it all, don't want to know it all. Okay. And this is what I was talking about. I think it was yesterday when I made the video about diversity programs and the racism inherent in them. Racism is a form of blindness. Okay. It's a form of blindness. It really is. It's deliberately navigating in the dark. That's exactly what it, because you're refusing to see more. You're refusing to broaden your perspective. You're just refusing to do that because you figure everybody who sees like you is the way to see, and you're missing out. You're absolutely missing out when you have that kind of an attitude. So, so this channel is going to be about learning for everybody, and in whatever your job is. It doesn't matter, inside, outside of government, that's okay. But I'm going to be addressing all kinds of stuff on this channel, and it won't all be related to the federal government. Okay, because federal government needs a lot of help. It's going to take more than Cheryl, you know, to do anything with that, right? And somebody posted something on LinkedIn the other day about new practices or whatever, and I'm like, y'all, you forget about the new practice. There is no new practice unless you have a new why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because that's where your practice comes from. If you don't look at that why and question it, identify what the hell it is in the first place. Forget about it. You're going to do something for a little while, and when something else comes along, then that's it. Just stop. Stop. The time would be better. There would be better use of your time to really sit down and say, why am I doing this? Why am I practicing this way? Why am I practicing this way? Why am I training people this way? Why are we in classrooms? Why am I doing curricula? You know, why are we doing that? Why am I following what Piaget said? Why? Nobody asks why. You know, because the world is dynamic. The world is dynamic. Whys change, which means the how you carry out that why will change. If you never look at your why and you keep doing it how we've been doing it for the past 20 years, something's not going to be right. Something's not going to be aligned. You're going to get left behind. Okay? And that's fine if your learning reveals that and you choose to be left behind. Okay? So I'm going to be making some videos. I'm learning. My partner that I'm working with is we're going through this course, and I am learning a lot about programming, and it's really exciting. I'm finding that I'm really liking it. So I'm actually going to do something on here so I can show you all what I'm learning in programming. And because that's like there's programs and everything, like every single thing, programming languages. And I told him, I said, come real soon. When people ask you how many languages you speak, they're not going to be talking about Spanish, Italian, whatever. They're going to be talking about Python, C++, JavaScript. That's what they're going to be talking about. What kind of programming language? How many programming languages are you fluent in, right? Because that's the way we're going to be communicating, from computer to computer. And it's really interesting that that movie, Hidden Figures, about the ladies at NASA. At that time, computers were you and me. They call you computer. You're a human being. Your title was a computer. That's what you're here to do. Compute these numbers and spit stuff out so people can understand it and do what they need to do. Humans were the computer. Okay. Now we're augmenting that. We're being augmented by these things that we have here. Now they're computers, but the thing about these computers is that they're able to account for more, right? They can calculate things at a faster and at a longer degree, and they don't have to go to sleep every night, and and all that. They don't have family issues to deal with. They get in the way of thinking, and their feelings don't get in the way and all that. So that makes them a lot more efficient and effective in a lot of ways than human computers. Okay. So, but we're going to have to speak their language, right? And computers only speak in ones and zeros. Okay. And that's where programming comes in. So I'm going to be doing some stuff with that to share what I'm learning in that area. And it's really exciting. And, I hope you all are interested in that stuff. And, yeah, it's going to be great. I was going to say some stuff about Colin Kaepernick. Is that anything? Yeah. Colin Kaepernick and Jay-Z and all that stuff that's going on right now. And I tell you, we got to grow out of this. Like, we really do. We have to, at some point, recognize our own power and stop looking outside for people to give it to us. We have to stop. So there's something that a guy said today about forgiveness. And he was saying there's a difference between forgiveness and acceptance, where the forgiver, the person who forgives, is the one who you can only forgive if you have that power and status. Because he quoted something, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, right? Or something like that. I think it was the one he quoted. But his idea was that the person forgiving has some kind of power because they have the power to forgive you for what you've done. And what he was saying is, we don't really have that kind of power. So when we say I forgive you, we're not really saying I forgive you. What we're saying is I accept what you do to me. Okay? That's what we're saying. That's his idea of it. I kind of agree with him because I wrote something about forgiveness a while ago. I got to go find what that was. But my point is, we really have to, back up and evaluate who we are. And I've said that before. We really have to back up and see, okay, people have been defining me for a long time, and I've been believing it. But is this true? Am I really that? Let me look at all the labels I have. Okay. Am I really that? Am I really what they're telling me I am? Because we got to get out of this. It seems like we're stuck. We're stuck in this place that's not allowing growth. We're stuck in this place of blame. We're stuck in all this, and we can't be excited and happy for somebody who's doing something wonderful, who's breaking into spaces where you don't see a lot of us. We can't be happy with that. Okay. And, people have their own opinions about what's going on, and Jay-Z gonna do what the hell Jay-Z want to do. Okay. He's going to do what he want to do, but it's okay to have your opinion about it. I mean, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, like, from the stuff that I've been hearing, nobody is wrong. Okay. Everybody's opinion is right because it's yours. Okay. It's right. It's yours. So my idea about it is just, we we need to, just re-examine why those of us who are so angry are angry that he's not doing more or enough or whatever. And why those of us who support him, why are we doing that? For what reason do we find it's okay what he's doing? And what does that say about me? Don't stop there. Don't stop at, oh, Jay-Z should be doing this or he shouldn't be doing that. You got to keep going. You got to say, okay, I think this way. So what does that say about me? The fact that I think about that, because that's how learning happens, right? You learn so that you can grow and mature, not so you can judge somebody else to say how they're growing or not growing or maturing or not maturing or whatever. It's like a boomerang. Okay. Make your observations, make your judgments, say the things you want to say, but make sure you put it before you end that conversation, put a mirror in front of your face and say, now, what does that say about me? Okay. How my thoughts about this, what does that mean about the way I'm defining me? What does that mean about the way I'm seeing my own successes or failures? Like, what does that mean about, because all of this discussion about what's going on with Jay-Z, all this talk about racism on YouTube and all that stuff, you can't just put it out. It has to come back so that we can examine ourselves and say, what does this say about me? Is this some place where I need to do more work? Okay. Is this some place where I need to be, refined and to ask more questions? Is this some place like that? And that's what learning is, right? I told you, it's learning, evaluation, decision making. Learning, evaluation, decision making. It's movement. That's what it is. It's movement. That's how nature moves. All the time. It's a constant. Always moving. Everything's rotating. Everything's rotating and revolving. All right, let me go. What time? My baby told me, Mom, don't burn the dinner. So I gotta go and look at my pots. But I'll probably be back on tonight because I did want to talk about some stuff, some specific things that are going on that I wanted to address. But yeah, so I'll talk to you all later. Bye.